Welcome dear students. We will discuss synopsis on the chapter determinants, and then we will discuss some of the previous year questions. So we know what is a determinant. Every square matrix is associated with a number called its determinant, and it is denoted by delta. That means actually we will define a function f from set of all matrices to a set of real numbers. So every matrix is associated with a square matrix. Of course, every square matrix is associated with a number called its determinant. So only square matrices have determinants, and others will not have a determinant value. This is the definition of the determinant. First order determinant means a determinant of order 1 cross 1. That is, it contains only one element here, A. See, it's a matrix of order 1 cross 1. Its determinant is first order determinant. Second order determinant is determinant associated with a 2 cross 2 matrix. That is matrix A11, A12, A21 and A22 here. When we expand A11 into A22 minus A21 into A12, this is a real number which is nothing but determinant of second order. Now let us see what is a third order determinant. If A is equal to A11, A12, A13, A21, A22, A23, A31, A32, A33. This is a 3 cross 3 matrix. Let us see how to expand this determinant. That is, how to expand the how to find the value of the determinant here. Let us consider this determinant A, which is nothing but A11 here. I have to leave this row and column, and I have to take these values. That is, I have to consider this 2 cross 2 determinant here. A11 into A22, A23, A32, A33, and minus A12 minus A12 here, A12, and let us leave this column and row. So I have A21, A23, A31, A33, A21, A23, A31, A33 here, plus A13. I am expanding along row 1. A13 into, let us leave this row and column. So I have this determinant here, A21, A22, A31, A32. So we will expand this A11 into A22 into A33 minus A32 into A23 here, minus A12 here, A21, A33 minus A31, A23, plus A13 here into A21, A32 minus A31, A22 here. So this is how we expand third order determinant. So let us see an example here. The expansion of the determinant A is equal to 1, 3, minus 2, 4, 2, 1, 2, minus 5, 4. I have a determinant of order 3 cross 3. Let us see how to expand this. So I will expand along the row 1. That is 1 here, 1 into. So I have to leave this row and column, and I have to consider this determinant of order 2 cross 2. That is minus 2, 1, minus 5, 4. Next is second element. I have minus sign here, minus 3. While expansion, this is the rule. I have to take plus here, minus here, and again I have to take plus here. So now 1 into this determinant minus 3. I have to take minus 3 here, and I have to leave this row and column. 4, 1, 2, 4. 4, 1, 2, 4 is here. I have minus sign here. So that is why in the rule I have to take plus, but I have minus 2 here. So that is why I am taking plus into minus, minus 2 here, and leave this row and column and take this 2 cross 2 determinant, that is 4 minus 2, 2 minus 5. Now rest is easy. I have 1 minus 2 into 4 is minus 8, minus 5 into 1 is plus 5 here, because A22 A33 minus A32 A23. So when we expand this, minus 2 into 4 is minus 8, minus of minus 5 is plus 5 into 1 is plus 5 here, minus 3, 4 4s are 16, minus 2 here, and minus 2 into 4 into minus 5 minus 20 plus 4 here. So upon simplification we get minus 13. This is a basic simplification. So when we simplify this, you will get minus 13 as the answer. This is how we expand a third order determinant. Now let us see some of the properties of the determinant. The value of the determinant remains unchanged if rows are changed into columns and columns are changed into rows. That is, when you take the transpose of the determinant, then the value of the determinant will not change. That is, determinant of A transpose is nothing but determinant of A. So this is the property 1. Now let us see another property. If A is equal to a matrix of order Aij of n cross n, of course in the chapter determinant we will consider only a square matrices and square determinants. So square matrices, so when we expand we will get a real number, so that is a determinant. So here A is equal to Aij of order n cross n, n is greater than 1, and B be the matrix obtained from A by interchanging two of its rows or columns. Then determinant of B is equal to minus of determinant of A. So that means when you interchange the two rows or when you interchange two columns, then the value of the determinant is altered by the sign. So that is the property 2 here. If two rows or columns of a square matrix A are proportional, then determinant of A is 0. That is, when two rows of or columns of a determinant are proportional, that is, one column or row is a multiple of another row or column, then its value is 0. That the value of the determinant is 0. Also, when two rows or columns are identical, then the value of the determinant is 0. Now I have determinant of B is equal to K into determinant of A, where B is the matrix obtained from A by multiplying one row or column of A by a value K. If you multiply a row or column of a determinant by K, then the matrix B is nothing but K into determinant of A. And so this is important property where this is required to solve some of the CET questions. So K into A, determinant of K into A is nothing but K to the power of n into determinant of A, where n is the order of the matrix, that is n cross n. Matrix is of order 3 cross 3, then K into A, determinant of K into A is equal to K to the power of 3 into determinant of A. Next property is, if each element of a row or column of a determinant is sum of the two or more terms, then the determinant can be expressed as the sum of two or more determinants. Here is an example. Here the first column is sum of two elements, that is first column. In the first column I have A1 plus A2, P1 plus P2 and U1 plus U2, and this can be expressed as A1 P1 U1 here, and A2 P2 and U2 in the second determinant. So B Q V C R W will remain as it is here. So when a determinant is in a determinant, when a column or row is sum of two elements, then that determinant can be expressed as sum of two determinants. So this is the property. If the same multiple of element of any row of a determinant are added to the corresponding elements of any other row or column, then the value of the new determinant remains unchanged. That means, so you can consider this example. I have a determinant a11, a12, a13, a21, a22, a23, a31, a32, a33. Let us multiply this column. I think I have to multiply this in this example. I have to multiply this third row by k, and we will add this to the corresponding elements of row 1. So that will be here a11 plus k into a31, a12 here k into a32, a13 k into a33. So then the value of the determinant is unaltered, that is, it is unchanged. The value will be same here. So this is the meaning of this property. If each element of a row or column of a determinant is 0, then the value is 0. So if any column or row of a determinant is 0, then the value of the determinant is 0. That is this property. And next property is, if any two rows or columns of a determinant are identical, then its value is 0. Identical means same. In a determinant, if the two rows or columns are same, then its value is 0. If each element of a row or column of a determinant is expressed as sum of two or more terms, then the determinant can be expressed as sum of the two or more determinants. We have seen this with an example. If all rows becomes identical, then a is substituted for x, then x minus a to the power of r minus 1 is a factor of the given determinant. This property is useful in finding the factor of a determinant. So we'll see example on this also. Next is important note here, AB, determinant of AB, that is, I have a product of the matrix AB and I am finding the determinant of that product matrix AB. Then determinant of AB is nothing but determinant of A into determinant of B. That is, if you consider two matrices A and B, when you multiply those two matrices, you will get a matrix AB. Then determinant of AB is nothing but determinant of A into determinant of B, where A and B are square matrices of the same order. Similarly, determinant of A to the power of n, that is matrix A to the power of n, and its determinant, that is nth power of the matrix A. I have to take nth power of matrix A and I have to find its determinant, is same as determinant of A to the power of n here. So this is two important notes here. And determinant of identity matrix is always 1 and determinant of 0 matrix is 0. These are the notes which we should be aware. Next is a square matrix A is non-singular. We will see what is a singular and non-singular determinant. A square matrix A is non-singular if determinant of A is not equal to 0, and singular if determinant A is 0. That is, when you find the determinant of a matrix A and if it is 0, then it is a singular matrix. And if it is non-zero, that is, it is not equal to 0, then it is a non-singular matrix. Determinant of a skew-symmetric matrix of odd order is 0. So this is one of the most important property of a skew-symmetric matrix, of determinant of skew-symmetric matrix. Determinant of a skew-symmetric matrix of odd order is 0. So that is, if you consider this 2, see I have 0 here, 2, 3, I will take this as -1, 0, and if I take it as 4 here, of course here I will be -3, and minus 4 here and 0. So this is a skew symmetric matrix of order 3, odd order. So without expansion we can say that the value of this determinant is 0. In general, determinant of b plus c is not equal to determinant of b plus determinant of c, but of course determinant of bc is equal to determinant of b into determinant of c. Determinant of a diagonal matrix is equal to product of its diagonal element. So I will consider an example. I have 1 0 0 here, 0 2 0 here, and I will take 0 0 3. This is a diagonal matrix. If you consider this determinant of this diagonal matrix or diagonal determinant without expansion, I can say that the value of this is 1 into 2 into 3, which is equal to 6. So product of its diagonal elements, that is the value of the determinant of a diagonal matrix is product of its diagonal elements. Determinant of a triangular matrix is also equal to product of its diagonal elements. So you know what is a triangular matrix. See, I have 1 2 3 here, and I will take 0, and I have 4 here. I will take another element 5, 0 and 0 and 2. So the value of this determinant is also equal to 4 into 2 into 1. Of course this is 8, like this. This is the property. Determinant of a triangular matrix is equal to product of its diagonal elements. If A is a non-singular matrix, then determinant of A inverse is equal to 1 by determinant of A, which is nothing but determinant of A inverse. I can write like this. So determinant of A inverse is equal to 1 by determinant of A. If A and B are non-zero matrices and AB is a zero matrix, then it implies that determinant A is 0 and determinant of B is 0. So if A and B are two non-zero matrices, and if matrix AB is equal to 0, then we have seen that it is not necessary that determinant A is 0 and determinant of B is 0. But in case of determinant, of course matrix A is non-zero and matrix B is 0. That means if you have two matrices A and B and AB is 0, then it is not necessary that determinant A must be 0 and determinant B must be 0 in case of matrices. But here in case of determinant AB is equal to 0, A and B are non-zero matrices, and matrix AB is equal to 0, then it implies determinant A is 0 and determinant of B is 0. So let us see what is a minor and cofactor. I have a determinant of 3 cross 3 here. I have a 3 cross 3 determinant here. The minor is denoted by capital Mij of the elements Aij. The minor Mij of the element Aij is determinant obtained by deleting ith row and jth column. That is, suppose if I wanted to have the minor of A33, I have to delete this row and delete this column, and I have to consider A11, A12, A21, A22. That is A11 into A22 minus A21, A12. This is the minor. Here minor of this first element, that is element in the first row and first column, is given by A22 into A33 minus A32 into A23. So if you consider the signs for this as plus, minus, plus, minus, plus, minus, and plus, minus, plus, then all these, with these signs, these minors becomes the cofactor of each element. The cofactor of this is Cij. Cofactor of the element Aij is nothing but Cij. It is denoted by Cij with minus 1 to the power of I plus j, which is equal to minor of that particular element. So instead I can say that I have to consider the signs like this: plus, minus, plus, and minus, plus, minus, plus, minus, plus. You consider these signs and find the minors of the each element. With these signs, the minors becomes the cofactors. Let the 3 points in a plane A x1 y1, B x2 y2, and C x3 y3, then area of the triangle ABC. See, I have 3 points like this. Say x1 y1, x2 y2, and x3 y3. Then this area of the triangle is given by 1 by 2 into determinant of x1 y1 1, x2 y2 1, x3 y3 1. That is, when you expand, you have x1 into y2 minus y3 minus y1, or I am expanding along this first column, then minus x2 into, I have to consider y1 minus y3. It's reversed here, so this minus becomes plus here, y3 minus y1 plus x3 into y1 minus y2 here. So this is the formula: sigma x1 into y2 minus y3 into of, which is nothing but the area of the triangle ABC. Instead, I can consider this determinant divided by 2. The value of this determinant divided by 2 gives you the area of the triangle ABC with these 3 points. So one of the important formula for board as well as for CET. And if the given points are collinear, then this determinant is 0. That is, if x1 y1, x2 y2, and x3 y3 are all 0, or all on the same line, then the value of this determinant will be 0. This can be used as a test for collinearity of 3 given points. Let 2 points are A x1 y1, B x2 y2, and P x by B any point on the line joining the points A and B. Say, that is, I have 2 points here, A and B, and let us consider any point P on the line. Then the equation of this line is given by 1 by 2 into x y1, x1 y1 1, x2 y2 1 is equal to 0. When you expand this determinant divided by 2, you will get the equation of the line passing through these 2 points AB, where P is a point on the line. Now let us see what is adjoint of a matrix. Adjoint of a matrix is the transpose of the matrix of cofactors of the given matrix. That is, we know what is a minor and cofactor. So I have to consider the cofactor matrix first, and I have to take the transpose of that particular matrix to get the adjoint of A. See, to find the adjoint of A, C11 is the cofactor of A11 in the matrix. C12 is the cofactor of A12 in the matrix. Similarly, this C33 is the cofactor of A33. And with this transpose symbol I am here, I have to take the transpose of the cofactor of the matrix A. So here you can observe C11, C2 1 he is here, C31 he is here. I am considering the transpose of the cofactor matrix, which is nothing but the adjoint of the matrix, which is useful in finding the inverse of the matrix. So now let us see some of the properties on the adjoints of a matrix. If A and B are two non-singular matrices of the same order n, that is square matrices, then A into adjoint A is equal to adjoint A into A is equal to determinant of A into I, and adjoint of A transpose is equal to transpose of the adjoint A. This is another property. Adjoint of AB is nothing but adjoint of B into adjoint of A. Adjoint of KA is equal to K to the power of n minus 1 into adjoint of A, and adjoint of A to the power of m is equal to adjoint A whole to the power of m. This is another property which we should note. And adjoint of A is equal to determinant of a to the power of n minus 2 into A, where A is a non-singular matrix, and determinant of adjoint A is equal to determinant of a to the power of n minus 1, where A is a non-singular matrix, where n is the order of the matrix, and determinant of adjoint A is equal to determinant of a to the power of n minus 1 whole square. So you can expect many number of questions on these properties. Determinant of adjoint of A is equal to determinant of a to the power of n minus 1 whole square. So if you refer the previous papers, there will be some problems on all these properties, at least one question on these properties, where A is a non-singular matrix here, and adjoint of identity matrix is equal to identity matrix only, and adjoint of zero matrix is 0 only. So these are the some of the properties on adjoint of a matrix. And matrices and determinants are related, and you cannot bifurcate it. So in this chapter determinants, so we will be using the term matrices also, and some of the properties of matrices. So now adjoint of a diagonal matrix is a diagonal matrix, adjoint of a triangular matrix is triangular matrix, and adjoint of a symmetric matrix is symmetric matrix. So you have to note all these three properties. Adjoint of a diagonal matrix is a diagonal matrix, adjoint of a triangular matrix is triangular matrix again, and adjoint of a symmetric matrix is a symmetric matrix again. So these properties are important, and let us see what is inverse. So of course you know this, A inverse is given by adjoint A by determinant of A, where A, if A B equals B A equals I, then B is the inverse of A. Let us see some properties on the inverse of the matrix. Let A and B be two square matrices of same order n, then inverse of a matrix, inverse of a matrix is matrix A itself, and AB whole inverse equals B inverse A inverse. These properties are proved in the classes usually for the board examination. And inverse of A transpose is transpose of A inverse, and determinant of A inverse is equal to inverse of the determinant A, which is nothing but 1 by determinant A, that we have seen. Let us see these notes. Square matrix A is invertible if and only if it is non-singular. That means A inverse exists if determinant A is not equal to 0. If A is non-singular square matrix A, if a non-singular square matrix A is symmetric, then A inverse is also symmetric. If A is symmetric, and then A inverse is also symmetric. A square matrix is invertible if and only if it is non-singular, and every invertible matrix possesses a unique inverse. So you cannot get more than one inverse for any matrix. So let us see some problems on this which appeared in previous year. Determinant of 4 sin square theta cos 2 theta by minus cos 2 theta cos square theta is equal to. So let us see a basic question. So we will expand this. 4 sin square theta cos square theta minus cos 2 theta into cos 2 theta. Therefore it is plus cos square 2 theta. So here 4 sin square theta cos square theta can be written as 2 sin theta cos theta whole square. So that is why it is sin square 2 theta. See, if you write this as 2 sin theta cos theta whole square, you know that 2 sin theta cos theta is nothing but sin 2 theta. 4 sin square theta cos square theta is written as 2 sin theta cos theta whole square here. So 2 square is 4 sin square theta and cos square theta. Therefore the term inside the bracket is sin 2 theta. So therefore I have sin square 2 theta plus cos square 2 theta, which is equal to 1. So this has appeared in a previous year paper. So let us evaluate this determinant. Cos 15, sin 15, sin 75 and cos 75. I have to evaluate this determinant. So options are given as usual, 1, 0, 2 and 3. We will expand this. Cos 15 into cos 75 here, minus sin 75 into sin 15. So I have cos A cos B minus sin A sin B, which is nothing but cos of A plus B. Cos A cos B minus sin A sin B is nothing but cos of A plus B. 75 plus 15 is 90, cos 90 degrees. So cos 90 is 0. Therefore option 2 is the right answer for this question. So I have another question here. Determinant of ABC, BCA and CAB is equal to, I have 4 options as usual. So let us see how to do this. A into, I have to consider first element. I am expanding along the row 1 here. So A into BC minus A square, A into BC minus A square, minus B here, into, I have to leave this row and column, so that B into B, B square minus CA or AC, B square minus AC, plus C. So I have to leave this row and column, plus C into BA minus C square or AB minus C square. Now we will simplify this. A into BC, ABC here, minus A cube minus B cube, minus into minus plus ABC again, C into AB plus ABC, and minus C cube, that is C into minus C square. So the ABC plus ABC plus ABC, 3ABC here, minus A cube minus B cube minus C cube. So 3ABC minus A cube minus B cube minus C cube is in the option 3. So option 3 is the right answer for this question. The roots of the equation: x08 413 20 x. So it is there will be 2 roots, of course. When I have 2 x's here, therefore you will get a quadratic equation. Minus 4 4, 2 minus 4 2 4 and 2 8 are the answers. So now x into x minus 0, x into 1 into x minus 0 is here, x into x minus 0, minus 0 into something, that is when you are expanding along row 1, as I have second element 0, we need not worry about it. So it is 0, plus 8 into 4 into 0 minus 2 into 1, that is 0 minus 2. So that is x into x, x square minus 16, which is equal to 0, given 0 is here. X square minus 16 is equal to 0, or x is equal to plus or minus 4, which is in option 1. Option 1 is the right answer. Find non-zero values of x if minus x 1 0, 1 minus x 1 0, 1 minus x is equal to 0. So we will expand. All the problems which I am discussing is based on the expansion of the determinants. Let us see, minus x here, minus x into minus x plus x square, minus 1 here, minus 1 here, and then 1 into minus x, 0 into 1 is 0, and I have to take this 0 here, so it will be 0. So now this will be minus x cube here, minus x into x square is minus x cube, minus into minus plus x, minus into minus 1 into minus x is plus x here. So I will take x common, that is minus x cube plus x means minus x cube plus 2x. I'm taking x common, so that I have 2 minus x square, which is equal to 0. Either x equals 0 or 2 minus x square is equal to 0. x is equal to plus or minus root 2. So here you have been asked to find non-zero values of x. So x is not equal to 0, therefore take x is equal to plus or minus root 2. Here options are not given, just question is typed, and I have shown you how to find the non-zero values of x. So you can mark the answer correctly by looking at the options after finding the value. If A is equal to matrix 1 log A to base B, log B to base A and 1, then determinant A is equal to, so we'll expand as usual, that is 1 into 1, 1 here, minus log B to base A into log A to base B, both are same, log B into base A into log A to base B, or log A to base B into log B to base A. So I have a rule in logarithms, log A to base B can be written as log A by log B. So that is log A to base B is nothing but log A by log B, and into log B to base A is nothing but log B by log A. Log A. So log A cancels, log B cancels, of course this is 1. So therefore I have 1 minus 1 which is equal to 0, which is in option 1. Option 1 is the correct answer. The constant term, how to find the constant term in this determinant? When you expand this determinant, it may be a cubic equation or biquadratic equation when we expand. But let us see how to find the constant term after expansion. There will be a term which is independent of x. So to find that, put x is equal to 0 in the given determinant. This is the shortcut trick to find the constant term in the given determinant. So if you give x is equal to 0, you will get 1 here. When you give x equals 0 here, I will get minus 1, plus 2 here, minus 1 here, 2 here, plus 1, I have minus 2, 1 and minus 1. So put x equals 0 in this determinant. Now you can expand 1 into 2 into minus 1, that is minus 2 minus 1, minus of minus plus 1 here. In the expansion I have minus 1 here, so this becomes plus 1 into minus 1 into 1 plus 1 plus 2 here. So 1 plus 2 3, and finally I have plus 2 here, minus 1 into 1 minus 1, minus 2 into 2 is minus 4, I have minus sign here, so this becomes plus 4. So minus 2 minus 1 is minus 3, here 3, and 4 minus 1 is 3, 3 into 2 is 6. So 3 will be eliminated and I have 6 here. So option C is the right answer for this question. Find x if 0 x 16 x 57 0 9x is equal to 0. So we have seen the similar problem already. So let us expand along this row 1 or column 1. Column 1, of course column 1 will be easy for us because I have 2 zeros in this typed solution. I am here it is expanded along the row 1. If you expand along the column 1, I will get minus x. See, as I have 0 here, 0 here, I have to expand along this, means minus x into, I have to leave this row and column, so I will get x square minus 16 into 9, that is 144 is equal to 0. So either x is equal to 0 and x square minus 144 is equal to 0, or x is equal to plus or minus 12 here. So x square is equal to 144 means x is equal to plus or minus 12. So you can expand along row 1 or column 1. Column 1 will be easy because I have 2 zeros in the column 1. The constant term of the polynomial. So I discussed a similar question, so which you can solve. I can leave this as an exercise, but just I will write the determinant. When you put x is equal to 0, you will get 3 here, 0 here, 2 here, and 0, 1, minus 1. I have 2 here, 0 here, and 1 here. So you can expand to get the answer. I leave this as an exercise. Just write down this determinant 302, 0, 1, minus 1, 2, 0, 1, and check which is the right answer when you expand this 302, 0, 1, minus 1, 2, 0, 1. The value of the determinant: cos alpha, sin alpha cos beta, sin alpha sin beta, minus sin alpha cos beta, cos alpha sin beta, 0, minus sin beta cos beta. So this is 0. Cos alpha sin square beta plus sin alpha cos square beta is another answer. Third answer is cos of 2 alpha plus beta, and fourth one is 1. So let us expand along the last row because I have a 0 here. So I can even expand along column 1 also, but here we are expanding along the last row. So we will see what will be the answer. So 0 into these two, that is A21 into A12 into A23 and A22 into A13. So when you expand this with 0, whatever these product may be, 0 into that something which will be 0 here. So we need not worry about that. Minus, I have here plus, minus, plus, I have minus here, minus into minus, plus sin beta into, so you leave these two, that is this column and this row, cos alpha into sin beta, that is cos square alpha sin beta, plus, because I have minus sign here, minus of minus sin alpha into sin alpha sin beta is sin square alpha sin beta here, and plus cos beta here into cos square alpha cos beta minus of minus plus sin square alpha cos beta. So here let us see what is the common term, and we will take the common term outside. I have sin beta here, I have sin beta again, so I will take sin beta outside, so I will get sin square beta. Inside the bracket I have cos square alpha plus sin square alpha. Similarly I have cos beta common here, I have cos beta outside, so I will get cos square beta here. I am left with cos square alpha plus sin square alpha. So in these two will be 1, you know, cos square alpha plus sin square alpha will be 1. Therefore I will get sin square beta into 1 plus cos square beta into 1, which is sin square beta plus cos square beta, which is equal to 1 again. So option 4 is the right answer for this question. So this is mere expansion, and by applying the logic I have to take the common factors. So when you take common factors and apply the trigonometric formula, cos square theta plus sin square theta is equal to 1. So you have seen answer is 1 for this question. So a similar question, we have solved a similar question. Here sin 23 minus sin 7 degree, cos 23 cos 7 degree. So we will expand this. I have cos sin 23 into cos 7, sin 23 into cos 7, minus of minus plus here, cos 23 into sin 7. So this is in the form of sin A cos B plus cos A sin B, which is nothing but sin of A plus B. That is, A is 23 degrees, B is 7 degrees. Sin of 23 plus 7 is sin 30. So sin 30 we know it is 1 by 2. So option 2 is the right answer for this question. Okay, next. So equality of two determinants. So the determinant 1 is equal to determinant 2. That is determinant 3x x1 is equal to 3 2 4 1. I have to expand determinants on both sides and I have to find the value of x here. So that is 3 into 1 minus x square is 3 minus x square. So I have taken the given expression, that is 3x x1 3 2 4 1, which implies 3 into 1 minus x square is equal to 3 into 1 minus 4 into 2 is 8. So when you cancel 3 here, x square is equal to 8 or x is equal to plus or minus 2 root 2, plus or minus 2 root 2 is the right answer. A similar question, 2x5, 8x all have appeared in the previous CET examinations. 2x5, 8x, 6, 5, 8, 3, 2x into x, 2x square, minus 8 into 5 is 40, 6 into 3 is 18 here, 8 5s are 40 here. So 2x square minus 40, 40 will be eliminated and x square is equal to 9. 2 9s are 18. So x square is 9 or x is equal to plus or minus 3. This is the correct answer. X is equal to plus or minus 3. Similar to a previous question which we solved now. Here I have to find the x. One determinant is given and determinant value is given as 0. So just you can expand to get the answer, 2x3 416 minus 127. So that is, I have 2 into 1 into 7 minus 6 into 2 here. 7 1s are 7, 6 2s are 12 here, minus x, and 4 into 7 28 here, plus 6, minus 6 into 1 is plus 6, and these two, this 3, I have to take this element 3 and I have to eliminate this row and column, so that I have 4 into 2 8 plus 1 here, 8 plus 1. So this is how we will expand. So 7 minus 12 is minus 5, minus 5 into 2 is minus 10, 28 plus 6 34x, I have minus sign here of course, 8 plus 1 9, 9 into 3 is 27. So you can simplify this, you will get x is equal to 1 by 2, that is 34x is equal to 27 minus 10 is 17, 34x is 17, x is equal to 17 by 34, which is 1 by 2. 1 by 2 is the right answer. If ABC are the angles of a triangle, if ABC are the angles of a triangle, then determinant of tan A 1 1, 1 tan B 1, 1 1 tan C is equal to. So hint is given here. Put A equals B equals C equals 60. If you take A equals B equals C equals 60 in the given determinant, then this determinant becomes tan A is tan 60 is root 3. I have 1 1 here and I have 1 again, tan 60 is root 3 and 1 here, 1 1 and root 3. So you can expand this determinant. So you know how to expand now. So I will not do that. Answer will be 3. You will get the answer as 2. So because root 3 into root 3 into root 3 is 3. So if you take root 3 here, you will get, when you expand this, 3 minus 1 will be 2 here. Root 3 into root 3, 3. 3 minus 1 is 2. Minus 1, if you take minus 1 here, root 3 minus 1 you will get. and plus 1 into 1 minus root 3. So upon simplification you will get 2 as the answer. So you can do this leisurely, just an expansion of the given problem. Only idea is easy method for this question is take A equals B equals C is equal to 60 degrees. So you will get the answer as option 3. So finding the constant term of the polynomial, this type of problem we have seen already. So f of x is given as x cube plus 2x square plus 3x plus 2013, x square plus 2x plus 2015, x square plus 4x plus 2014, x cube plus x square plus x plus 2016. So when you put x equals 0, because we need the constant term of this polynomial f of x. You see, of course f of x is a polynomial. When you expand this determinant with the variables x, you will get a polynomial only. I have to find the constant term in that polynomial. That is, when you expand this determinant, what is the constant value? So as we need only the constant term, so you can eliminate all zeros and check. So for that reason, in such problems we will put x is equal to 0. So when you put x equals 0, this will be eliminated. I will get 2013, 2015 here. This is also eliminated. X square plus 4x has gone. I have 2014. This will also go, and I have 2016 here. So now if you have this determinant, I will do C2 replaced by C2 minus C1. C2 minus C1. 2015 minus 13 is 2. 16 minus 14 is also 2. Now you can expand. 2013 into 2 is 4026. And 2014 into 2 is 4028. That is 26 minus 28 is minus 2. So constant term, required constant term is minus 2, which is in option 3 here. Option 3. So here I have to do this operation. C2 replaced by C2 minus C1. Here 2015 minus 13 is 2. 2016 minus 14 is also 2. So 13 2s are 26, 14 2s are 28. So 26 minus 28 is minus 2. So this is how we can get the constant term in this expansion. So here is another problem. If the determinant of x cube plus x, x plus 1, x minus 2, 2x cube plus 3x minus 1, 3x, 3x minus 3, x cube plus 2x plus 3, 2x minus 1 and 2x minus 1 is equal to ax plus b, then a minus b is equal to, that is I have to find a minus b. Option A is 18, option B is 0, option C is 36 and option D is 24. If x is equal to minus 1, if x is equal to minus 1, we have minus 2, 0, minus 3, minus 6, minus 3, minus 6, 0, minus 3 and minus 3. That is, you put x equals minus 1 here. So minus 1 cube is minus 1, minus 1 minus 1 is minus 2. When you put x equals minus 1, we are giving minus x, we are choosing x equals minus 1 because I can make zeros here. Minus 1, x plus 1 equals 0 means x equals minus 1. So this is 0 here, and I have minus 3 again. Minus 1 minus 2 is here. So minus 2, minus 6, minus 1 will be minus 6 here. Minus 1 whole cube is minus 1. So minus 2, minus 1, minus 3. Minus 3, minus 3, minus 6. Here I have minus 3. 3 into minus 1, minus 3, minus 3, minus 6. 0, minus 3, minus 3. That is, when you put x equals 0 in the third row, you get 0, minus 3, minus 3. Which is equal to, on the right hand side, when you put x equals minus 1, you will get minus a plus b. So now you can expand this along the row 1 or column 1. I will expand along row 1 so that I have minus 2 here. So you leave this row and column. 3 minus 18. 3 into 3. 9 minus 18. minus sign is here I have. So minus 0 into something will go, that is 0, and minus 3 here. I will leave this row and column. 18 plus 0 or minus 0. So that will be equal to, on the right hand side I have minus a plus b. So now 18 minus 9 minus 18 is minus 9, and 18, 3 into 18 here. 9 2s are 18 and 18 3s are 54. So you will get 54 minus 18, 36. So of course it is minus a plus b is equal to minus 36. Will multiply by minus, so I will get minus a plus b is equal to plus 36, or minus 36, sorry, minus a plus b is equal to minus 36. Will multiply by a, so I have a minus b. A minus b is equal to plus 36 here. A minus b is equal to plus 36. See here, you can note this. I have this multiply by minus, so minus a becomes plus a, minus b, which is equal to 36, which will be 36 here. That is option 3 is the right answer for this question. A is equal to 36. A minus b is equal to 36. That is the required value. If the elements of a third order determinant are equal to 1 or minus 1, then its value is option 1 is 1, option 2 is odd number, option 3 is minus 1, option 4 is even number. So when you expand this determinant, so that is I am considering a determinant as 1 1 1 1 1 1 minus 1 minus 1 minus 1. See here it is given if all the elements of a third order determinant are equal to 1 or minus 1. So you have the option or choice to choose the numbers or the values of the determinant. That is these terms 1 1 1 I have taken like this. When you expand you will get 0. So 0, sometimes it is neither even nor odd, sometimes it is even, both even and odd. So here I will consider 0 as an even number. So in many situations 0 is even number. So among the given options we are taking the answer as even number 0, which is an even number. If a, b and c are non-zero and different from 1, then value of this determinant log 1 to base a, log b to base a, log c to base a, log of 1 by b to base a, log 1 to base b, log 1 by c to base a, log 1 by c to base a, log c to base a, and log 1 to base c. I have 4 options as usual. So we know that logarithm of 1 to any base is 0. Logarithm of 1 to any base is 0. So that's why this will be 0, this will be 0, and this will also be 0. And I have a property like this: logarithm of a by b is equal to log a minus log b. So here I have log 1 minus log b. Here if you take this, this will be log 1 minus log b to base a. Log 1 will be 0. So let us use this fact to simplify this determinant. So that I have log 1 to base a, log 1 to base b, log 1 to base c is 0. Log 1 by b to base a is log 1 to base a minus log b to base a, which is equal to minus log b to base a. Similarly, log 1 to base c will be minus log c to base a. Log 1 to base c to base a is minus log c to base a. Now given determinant becomes 0, log b to base a, log c to base a, minus log b to base a, 0, log c to base a, minus log c to base a, and log c to base a, and 0. So now this is a skew symmetric matrix of odd order. I have this sign log b to base a, here minus sign. I have log c to base a, minus log c to base a, minus log c to base a, and log c to base a. So this is a skew symmetric matrix of odd order, so its value is 0. So we know that skew symmetric matrix of odd order is 0. So that is why the value of this determinant is 0. That is option 1. Option 1 is the right answer for this question.